Yes. Yes. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late here. I was on the phone with someone, but anyway. Good morning, Jai Sachidanand, everyone. Shuddhatma Bhagwan's Mahatmas Dada.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Buen día,
Sachidanand.
Shulam.
Jai Sachidanand. All right, so Carlos, let's begin with the Trimantra from you.
¿Podés cantar el Trimantra, Carlos, o estás trabajando?
Jai Sachidanand.
Puedo, sí, ahora sí.
Ok, cántalo.
Ahora
Gracias.
no hay nadie, puedo.
Dale. Gracias.
Namo Vidragaya Namo Arikantana Namo Vidragaya Namo Ayareyana Namo Vasayana Namo Loesakasarunani Esopandanamukaro Abhavanatanu Mangalananta Sadasi Bhagavan Namo Namo Ayantana Namo Sivana Namo Aryanam Namo Vasayana Namo Loesakaunan Esopantanamukaro Sabapavapanasano Mangalananda Sabati Bhagamantavaimanga Om Namo Bhagate Vasudevaya Om Namah Shivaya Jai Satchidanand Namo Vidragaya Namo Harikantana Namo Siddhana Namo Haryareyana Namo Vasaya Namo Loesakaunan Esopantanamukaro Sabapavapanasanu Mangalananda Sabati Bhagamantavai Mangala Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Shivaya Jai Sati Pranam Jai Sati Pranam Jai Sati Pranam Jai Sati Pranam. So, gracias.
Jai
Yes.
Sachidan. Thank you. Thank you, Carlos. Beautiful Trimantra.
Gracias, Carlos. Hermoso tu trimantra.
All right, so we now, let me share with you our.
We were in page 12 of 104.
Right. So let me come there. Yeah. This is page 12, did you say? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Maybe start in page 12 if I...
Yes.
You're in page 8 at this moment.
Can you see it?
Yes, at the top of the page in the left part.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
A little more, still in
Yeah.
page 8.
Yes, yes. Right, I remember. Page 9. Through the intellect.
We've seen this. Yes, we saw that.
Yeah, right. And now, this is the Knower-Seer through the intellect.
Yes. Yes, we saw that.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, here.
All right. Yeah.
Yes.
Page 13.
13, sorry.
It's fine. Questioner. Can you see it all, or do you want me to learn it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The questioner says that but I cannot go beyond the intellect. So is this saying only being done while remaining in the intellect?
El interlocutor. Pero parece que no puede ir más allá del intelecto. Entonces, ¿este ver solo se hace permaneciendo en el intelecto? Le preguntan a Dadashi.
And the Dadashri replies, no, you have been able to go beyond the intellect for sure. But the intellect still continues to get nourishment. You get nourishment. So it is due to certain causes that the intellect gets nourished, which in due time will slowly diminish. Because you have been able to go beyond the intellect, otherwise the intellect would not let you come here today. Yes.
Dadashi responde, no, tú has sido capaz de ir más allá del intelecto, pero el intelecto sigue nutriéndose. Es debido a ciertas causas que el intelecto se nutre, que a su debido tiempo disminuirá lentamente. Además, tú has sido capaz de ir más allá del intelecto. De lo contrario, el intelecto no te dejaría venir aquí todos los días.
So, very important sentence. You have gone beyond the intellect, but the intellect still continues to get fed, continues to get nourished somehow. That's the problem. We are giving importance, value to what the intellect shows us.
Ujú. Esta oración de que tú has sido capaz de ir más allá del intelecto, pero el intelecto sigue nutriéndose, alimentándose. Esta es una frase que es muy importante y que está remarcándola.
Questioner. Whenever the intellect interferes even a little, I tell it, sit aside. I will go to Dada for sure. Let go of it,
El interlocutor dice, siempre que el intelecto interfiere, aunque sea un poco, yo le digo, siéntate a un lado, iré a Dada seguro, suéltalo.
Yes. Yeah, Dada, she says, yes, let, you tell it, you speak to it, let go of it, you see.
Ujú. Y Dada dice, sí, entonces tú le dices, suéltalo.
So, questioner. The intellect does not interfere with regard to coming to Dada. It comes along just fine. Another person, he says. So there are 2 or 3 people sitting around Dada, and it depends on who what is happening in different ones, you see. And it may be
Acá,
this, it may be the same person.
acá cuando le preguntan, dice que puede haber varias personas o puede ser la misma la que pregunte, porque Dada siempre se sentaba con varios. Entonces la pregunta es, depende qué es lo que le pasaba a cada uno de los que escuchaban. Y le dice, el intento no interfiere con respecto a venir a Dada, viene muy bien con cariño.
Dadashri, the fact that it's coming along fondly is indeed the sign that the Gnan has gone beyond the intellect. It's prajna, the direct liberating light of the self. That's at work. That is at work.
Dadashri dice, el hecho de que esté apareciendo con cariño es de hecho la señal de que este Gnan ha ido más allá del intelecto. Es prajna, la luz liberadora directa del ser, la que está en funcionamiento.
Then it is the intellect that is saying this, but you feel in the mind, and that I'm saying, that is the illusion. See? It's just a feeling. The mind believes that I am saying. That is the illusion. The knower-seer of all these Gnes, the capital K here, the knower-seer of all these Gnayas, that these are all Gnes means that which is being known, that is which is to be known only, does not seem to be the I, but it seems to be the intellect. This, all right, Dadashri is saying this. But who is the knower-seer of this intellect? Who is the knower-seer of this intellect? The self. What do people say about this? They feel as if I am indeed the one saying this. But what do you say? You say that it feels as if the intellect that is saying this. Otherwise, people will indeed say, this is visible to me, I am saying it. But the beauty about us all is that now we know that we can see Shuddha saying it or Anila saying this, you see. Yeah.
Es el intelecto el que está viendo esto, pero tú sientes que la mente, en la mente que yo estoy viendo, esa es la ilusión. El que conoce y el que ve de todos estos gneya, objetos a ser conocidos, no parece ser el yo, sino el intelecto. El que conoce y el que ve de este intelecto, el ser. ¿Qué dice la gente sobre esto? Siente como si yo fuera el que ve esto. Pero ¿qué dices tú? Tú dices que se siente como si fuera el intelecto el que está viendo, que está viendo esto. De lo contrario, la gente dirá efectivamente, esto es visible para mí y estoy viendo esto. Es eso mismo es la ilusión.
Yeah, so the important question Dada is asking is, who is the knower and the seer of the intellect? And that is who we are, you see. The intellect, of course, is the first thing that sees, you see. Intellect sees this, intellect sees this, but who is the knower of the intellect? And that is the real knower inside, you see. That is the you and I, that is the prajna, that is the amapura. Mm-hmm.
Ujú. Acá dice, ¿quién es el verdadero? La mente parece que ve, que conoce y que ve, pero ¿quién realmente ve, conoce y ve el intelecto? Es el real conocedor, es prajna, es el ser el que ve, el alma
Yeah.
pura.
Knower-Seer of the intellect.
Conocedor y vedor, sí, el que observa el intelecto.
Intellect gets in the bus and is looking for the right seat. He sees 3 seats that are open in the bus. Intellect will look around and go to make a choice. You see, the intellect decides, oh, that seat is fine. The person in that seat is well dressed. He looks like he has had a bath, etc. So you see, you take it. That intellect is deciding all this, and you and I are the knowers, and the knower is eternally knowing, continuously knowing all this, you see. The knower is always knowing all this. Now we are coming into the chapter of, is the knowing happening for you and I, without attachment or aversion, without rag, dvesh, you see. When I am choosing the seat, there is rag, dvesh. When I am seeing the one who is choosing the seat, then you are seeing the evidences that are unfolding, you see.
Ujú. Em, es el eterno conocedor, el que está con el eterno conocedor, el que ve quién realmente que está ahí. Por ejemplo, si alguien sube a un micro, un colectivo, el intelecto va a decir, "Ah, hay 3 asientos libres", dice, bueno, me voy a sentar aquí donde está esta mujer que está bien vestida, tiene un lindo bolso, me voy a sentar aquí. ¿Quién es el que está eligiendo? Este es el intelecto. Y donde hay intelecto, va a haber apego y va a haber aversión. Pero ¿quién es el que conoce esto? Es el real conocedor con mayúscula. Y ves que el intelecto está eligiendo, pero ahí existe apego y aversión. Y ahí es cuando ves todo lo que está sucediendo.
You see,
Y todo es una ilusión en sí misma el creer que estoy viendo y que estoy eligiendo. Eso es el intelecto.
the intellect, the illusion, the illusion is to believe. It's somehow it feels. You see, now our belief is broken. We know that that other person is not doing. We know that nobody is the real doer, no independent doer, but but it feels like he is doing it, she is doing it, okay? When that starts, it feels like it. That's all. It just feels, and that is the illusion. That is the Bhranti. Bhranti. See? Bhranti.
Ujú. Bueno, todo lo que lo que se ve es como que se siente, todo lo que se siente viene del intelecto, pero nosotros ya sabemos que no hay hacedor, y que creer que alguien está haciendo algo o alguien está eligiendo algo, esa es la ilusión, Bhranti.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. Good morning, Jay Sachidanand, Christian. Uh-huh.
Jai Sachidanand, Jai
Mm-hmm.
Sachidanand Maharaj, Jai
Uh-huh.
Sachidanand.
Uh-huh.
Um, you maybe I misunderstood, but you said that the one who's planting the seed? You were talking about who plants the seed for the next life when you're seeing something, because you're not the doer. But when you're seeing, at some point, maybe the prajna is taking the decision to see, or the intellect takes the decision to see. So you plant a different seed for the next life.
No,
No.
see,
Perdón, sorry, traducilo, Cristian.
Lo que pasa es que lo que le estoy preguntando es que yo le entendí hace un rato que él dijo el que planta la semilla, estaba hablando del intelecto, el prajna, esto. Entonces le estoy preguntando si quién, como en el acto de ver, o a través del intelecto, o en el acto del prajna que observa el intelecto cómo está funcionando, es que nosotros estamos plantando la semilla para la otra vida, por ejemplo, para ir a Mahavishestra, por ejemplo, para lo que sea.
yeah.
Gracias.
So in essence, what our dear Christian is asking is, uh, um, 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 see, planting a seed. Planting, what he's really saying is planting a seed means, in our Akram Vignan terminology, sowing a seed, planting a seed is equated with charging of karma. You see, charging of karma. How is karma charged? Not by seeing. It is never charged by seeing. Seeing at the relative level or at the real level. Seeing of any kind will never charge karma. It is the sense, it is the belief that I am seeing, I am doing, he is doing, he's wrong, I am right. Belief only. The belief belief makes you become the owner. The belief that this is happening to me, I am seeing. You see, and that is considered bhav karma or charge karma, and that charge is karma. For who? For the people of the world. For us, no. For us, we have, as we just read, we have been placed very far away from the intellect. We have risen high above the intellect, and we have come into we are the Amapura with its light, and there is pure seeing has started now. Pure seeing has started, and in that pure seeing, there is no ego or relative light. Pure seeing, you see. So, yes, no charging. Charging can never happen just by seeing anything, whether you are Christian or whether you are Amapura. When you see something, you will never plant. It is when the belief takes hold that I did this wrong, I did this right. That is when a charge happens, or planting the seed. It is the belief that I am doing it, they are doing it, he's doing it, is the charge, is the charge. You see, it's the seed for next life.
Ujú. En esencia, la pregunta de Cristian es, cuando habla de plantar una semilla, está hablando de cargar el karma. Y cuando podemos ver con mayúscula, no estamos cargando karma. Es la creencia de lo que yo digo, de que soy el hacedor. Entonces ahí va karma, es se carga karma. Pero esto para los que no son mahatmas, para las personas mundanas. Nosotros estamos lejos del intelecto, ¿no? Y estamos bajo la luz del alma pura y tenemos el puro ver, sin ego, o sin luz relativa. Entonces no se carga karma cuando vemos, ¿no? Cuando vemos a Cristian o que está haciendo algo o desde el alma pura, hice esto bien o mal, ahí se produce la karma, cuando el karma, se carga karma, cuando yo creo que soy el hacedor.
You see, intellect is saying this, but you believe, this is the belief part, or feel that I am saying all this. And the belief that I am saying is the illusion, is the Bhranti. Okay, now how is this illusion? Because now the ego has come in. The ego is there, and it is the light of the self, Amapura light of the self that is reflected through the ego is called intellect. You see, intellect is indirect light. It is coming through the ego. In the light, it's all happening. In this light, in the original light, it is all helping. But the ego comes in. I am Christian. I'm Christian, and then that is the ego, and that same light is the light. Only light of the Amapura is distorted. It's not coming. It's not saying as it is. You see, it is. Yeah, I am saying it. He is saying it. They're doing it. You see, and that is the entry into cause of karma, new karma. Mm? All right.
Es la creencia de que yo estoy viendo, esa es la ilusión. Porque ahí entró el ego. En la luz del alma pura, no se puede manifestar a través del ego, ¿no? La luz del ego es la del intelecto. El tema es la creencia de que yo veo, de que yo hago, de que yo veo, yo conozco. Y ahí esa es la ilusión.
Now, supposing you're walking in the park. Example, if you're walking in the park and you see some people gathered around in a circle, and then as you come nearer, there is all kinds of, there is some fighting going on between two men, you see. Now, the saying is happening. Christian is happy as he enters the park. Christian is saying this, he is saying this, Christian is saying the flowers, he's feeling happy because the flowers are greeting him, etc. They're smelling good. You see, air is nice, etc., etc. And then when you go past this crowd of people who are fighting or making a lot of noise, that is also happening. But the intellect gets involved in it now when he says, oh, he is hitting him, he is doing this, the other people are shouting. So the doership, holding those people as doers, you see, automatically that is the role of the intellect. It is being seen by the intellect. But as you walk away, you are saying, you're aware that Christian had to see this scene, you see. And that is the role of the prajna or the self. The self knows, the Amapura knows what Christian saw, seeing through the intellect, giving opinions of doership. He's doing this is right, this is wrong, etc. You see, so both are happening simultaneously. The knower is always there, You and I as the knower are eternally knowing everything, you see. But the discharging wrong beliefs take over a little bit, Sorry, go on.
Yes, so 1 minute, wrong belief, opinions. Este, por ejemplo, Cristian va a caminar al parque, ¿no? Y hay gente que está caminando y se lo puede, y Cristian se siente bien, hay flores bellas,
Hi, Nancy. I'm in a
aromas.
conference, Nancy. Okay, but
Do you have anything to say to the landscapers who should?
yeah, I would like to do that, but can you do that? Do you have time? Otherwise, okay. Okay. Will you please tell them, and they need to cut this trees on the left side, the one that are in front of our window on the left side, not the mango tree, but those need, he knows about it, but just remind them, okay? Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bueno, por ejemplo, Cristian va caminando por el parque, hay gente y Cristian se siente bien, ahí está el aroma, la flor, está contento. Pero de repente hay gente que está peleando, discutiendo, gritando, y entonces la mente se involucra y ve, oh, este está gritando, oh, este está peleando. Y este es el intelecto que está diciendo que son hacedores, son las opiniones. ¿Cuál es el rol del práctica? Te muestra que el intelecto está opinando,
You see,
que es una opinión, una creencia. Y el conocedor siempre está presente, mostrando. Y él se da cuenta, entonces puede ver, Cristian, que esta es una descarga de opiniones erróneas o creencias erróneas.
or more than the opinion, belief, a wrong belief. It is not
Ujú,
happening to you, but you believe that I am seeing this, I am doing this. In fact, you see, I am having the opinions. You see, belief. Belief is the fundamental thing, the shift from the belief. Now, in the Gnanvidya, the belief has been eternally shifted, but this discharging ego and what is happening in discharge temporarily pulls you. It feels as if it is happening to me, or I'm doing this, but that is the illusion. The illusion is temporary. It's a niabla. It is not real, you see. It is not real.
ujú. La creencia errónea, ¿no? Poder ver esto. Y las creencias, son fundamentales porque parece que me pasa a mí, pero esa es la ilusión.
Mm. You see, yes, every time the first thing that sees whatever is happening is the intellect. You see, the intellect in discharge will engage with any situation of attachment or abhorrence, any situation that is unfolding, either, walking in the park and seeing beautiful flowers, that is the situation of I like this is nice, this is nice. And then there is this noise and fighting. Both are happening. Both are roles of the intellect. We are the eternal knowers of this, which is now called Gnaya. Christian liked the flowers, Christian saw the fight, etc., etc. It's all now Gnay. Gnaya, Gnaya means, Gnay means there is no attachment, no aversion. There is no rag, there is no dvesh. It is, you see, it is
Ujú,
Gnaya,
ujú.
Hmm.
Dice, lo primero que ves es el intelecto, ¿no? Y es como que se engancha con cualquier cosa que esté sucediendo el intelecto. Por ejemplo, Cristian va caminando, ve flores, flores, está contento, y eso le gusta, ¿no? Es una especie de apego. Pero después ve gente que está discutiendo, que está peleando, eso no le gusta y es aversión. Pero nosotros somos los eternos conocedores de Gneya, del objeto a ser conocido. Entonces se puede ver que a Cristian esto le puede gustar, o no, pero es a Cristian al que le está sucediendo. Y cuando estamos en el conocedor, no hay apego y no hay aversión. Simplemente conocemos lo que le está sucediendo a Cristian.
Yeah. As you see, what the intellect, basically, Christian, what the intellect shows, he becomes the temporary owner of it. You see, the temporary owner of it. For the world, the people of the world, they become real owners of it because they have not awakened to the reality of who they are, the Amapura light, the self. So they become the doers as well as the knowers. I saw this and I know what happened. I saw him hit him. I saw him fight. You see, so they know, they become the owners of the activity, of doership, and they also are the knowers of that activity, but they cannot know all of these fine details of what is the intellect, what is happening in the mind at that time. You see, how are you affected? How is the ego, your ego affected, etc. All of these things are very subtle things that only happens when you're far above the intellect. You're so much above the intellect, you see.
Ujú.
And that's who you are. You are the one who cannot be affected by anything that the intellect shows. Intellect cannot touch you, but your illusion, temporary illusion, kind of clouds you. It's a niebla. It's a niebla.
Yes.
Mhm.
El intelecto muestra, muestra lo temporal, que temporariamente nos volvemos el dueño, ¿no? de lo que sucede. Pero esto le pasa a las personas que no despertaron a quien realmente son y dicen, oh, yo vi, oh, yo conozco, sobre golpe, sobre pelea, pero pero el conocedor verdadero ve esto como actividades, no sabe, y no se, y la persona no se da cuenta y no nos damos cuenta cómo esto afecta, ¿no? De forma sutil la mente. Solo lo ves cuando estás lejos del intelecto. Y esto es lo que somos, ¿no? El intelecto no puede tocarte a ti.
Mhm. Yes. He says, you say that it feels as if it is the intellect that is saying this. Otherwise, but what do you say? You say, what do you say? Say, there is this Knower-Seer is correct. You should not change it. This is the Knower-Seer, small k, small s, that is the intellect owner. You see, the, Shuddha, Christian, etc. All of this. And this is this feeling that, oh, I am saying it. But who is the knower-seer of this intellect? And therefore, otherwise, people will say, I can see it. This is visible to me. I'm saying this. And that itself is the illusion. See, this is a very big sentence. This is, I can see it. I can see it. And that is the illusion. That is the illusion. You cannot see it. It is being shown through the medium of the ego intellect. Ego intellect is showing it to you see.
Ujú.
Uh-huh.
Esto dicen las personas, ¿no? Esto es visible para mí, yo lo estoy viendo. Eso solamente es la ilusión. Siento que lo veo, que lo conozco, es ilusión, pero no puedes verlo. Esto es mostrado por el intelecto.
Mm-hmm. 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 You ask him, if this person says, yes, I can see it, and he goes, who are you? Ask that person, who are you? Well, I'm Chandubai, or I am John. Okay, you're saying this? Yes, that's how it is. You are saying it. But really go deeper. Who are you're saying it? It is what are you saying? Is this the truth? Is this the real? Or is it modified by the way you feel about it? The way intellect modifies feelings. Intellect kind of manipulates so much in terms of the information that is going on further inside. If you're in a good mood, you'll say it's nice. When you are not feeling good, even if it's nights outside, you'll say, you know. So that is how with the intellect vision is mhm.
Él dice, ¿no? La pregunta a esto es, ¿quién eres tú, no? Que dices que estás viendo, ¿no? Ve profundo, ¿no? Desde la profundidad es lo real. Y el intelecto siempre todo lo que te va a mostrar va a estar manipulado, manipula el intelecto la información. Entonces, de hecho, frente a la misma situación, tal vez te sientas bien alguna vez y otra vez no te sientas bien. Es la manipulación del intelecto, de la
Yeah.
información que da el intelecto.
Mhm. Mhm. It is. And what is the ego? And the ego has, in reality, zero existence. It is not a physical thing. It is something totally different that has arisen when the non-self and the self come together, you see. The non-self, the body complex matter come very close to the self, something new arises. I am this. This is happening to me. The body complex is simply there. The I, the knower is simply there, but coming together, the this ego starts, and that ego says, this is happening to me, this is wrong, he is doing it. So that ego is itself the illusion, you see.
Ujú. El ego tiene en realidad cero existencia, surge cuando el non-self se acerca al ser, ¿no? Y entonces el ego surge y dice, bueno, yo soy esto, yo hago lo otro, me pasa esto, me hicieron, pero en realidad eso simplemente es ilusión.
Mhm. Yes, Chris.
The ignorance, ¿no?
Oh, yes, ignorance, but we cannot call it ignorance now. You see, ignorance was before the Gnanvidhi. Now the self has arisen, Amapura. The experience of the self is there. The awareness of the self is there. The conviction is there. So, and you and I have entered the eternal space of the knower and seer, the K capital knower, the S capital seer. And that is why we can see what the intellect is seeing, you see.
Ujú.
All right.
La experiencia del ser, la convicción, el conocimiento que recibimos, entramos en el espacio eterno del ser, del conocedor y del que ve. Y por eso vemos al intelecto, lo
Mhm.
que sucede con el intelecto.
Mhm. Yes, Christian.
Just to see if I understood the thing about the intellect. So, because sometimes Christians said, "Hey, he grab things," but what Mahatma does with the intellect is that, like, he grabs for a while because we see through the intellect, although we can see the intellect who is seeing at we see the intellect seeing at the same time. So, like, I feel like we grab it something in our cheat on our intellect, and then we just let it go. It's like we are processing in that way, because at sometimes when my intellect sees something, I feel like I own it, but then just goes away.
Yes,
Perdón,
mhm.
traducí, Cristian, sorry, Shuddha.
Mhm.
Estoy preguntando si es que el intelecto, porque Cristian siente que a veces cuando está mirando algo aunque el ser esté viendo al mismo tiempo el intelecto como que ve algo y lo toma y lo hace suyo y cree que lo está haciendo, pero después lo suelta, entonces, o siente que lo suelta. Le estoy preguntando si entendí bien que ese es el proceso y que eso es lo que hace Cristian. Eh,
Yes,
Gracias.
yes. You're right. The grabbing happens, you see. This, as the scene comes in front of you, the intellect sees it, and the intellect jumps on in two directions: attachment, aversion, reactions, you see, from the past life. And, that is how it has been programmed. So what it likes, it will jump into it. What it does not like, it will also jump into it. What it likes, it will start showing the positive. What it does not like, it will start showing the negative, you see. Now, that is the role of the intellect. That role of the intellect is to protect the ego. The ego is the owner. You see, the ego is the owner. This body doesn't say, I have to have an owner. This mind, speech, and body doesn't have to say, where is my owner? Where is my master? The body is only concerned with its food, its rest, sleep, and its protection, the body. So the body does not demand an owner, but this ego that has developed because of illusion coming, because of proximity, you're so close. You, with the eternal energies of the self, are so close to this body complex, the Pudgal, that a new thing arises. This is a new thing. A new thing is the ego. This ego starts becoming the owner. You see, happening to me. I don't like it. Oh, this medicine is not right. I'm having suffering here, suffering there. Right. All of these things are part of the ego. Ego is making the decision. The ego is believing what the intellect shows. The ego believes what the intellect shows, and then it suffers. If it does not, if it does not, they're a team, you see. What the intellect shows, the ego follows blindly, you see. And so that is the illusion. Now, Dadashri says that you have come to this new knower. You see, we have come to be aware. We have now become aware of this whole process. In what way we are becoming aware of this process? Then there, we are now seeing. We are seeing uh, you're saying now that it feels like it's the intellect that is seeing this. Seeing here, intellect sees. Remember, intellect sees everything. Intellect sees, and the ego decides, or the intellect sees, and the decision is handed over. The intellect says good thing, and the ego jumps on it. Intellect says bad things, the ego jumps on it. This is the grabbing that Christian has been talking about, the grabbing part, you see. And the grabbing will happen, you see. The grabbing will happen. But the point is that we need to recognize that the grabbing is happening in another field. It is happening in the field of the non-self complex. It is not has got nothing to do with me. I am the pure knower of all of this that is happening, you see. So the intellect is saying this, and that's what people will say. But for us, it not only feels, but we all know now that the intellect is seeing this. Seeing this means it sees right or wrong, good or bad, profit or loss, and the ego jumps after it. You see, it says, "Yeah, that's a lot of loss. That's a lot of profit." You see, etc., etc. See, so the intellect shows sees and shows, part of it, ego immediately, instantly believes it. Ego believes this thing, you see. And both of this now have become the niebla, the wrong belief, because why? Because it doesn't last. It, is, just as our dear friend Christian said a while ago, it, it goes away. It falls away, and you're still there as a knower. The knower cannot be shaken, you see. The knower is always there. And because the knower is always there, you can see this changing situations of the the body complex, and the decision maker of the body. The decision maker of the body is the intellect, not Amapura.
Dice que Cristian preguntaba sobre esto de tomar lo que el intelecto ve, ¿no? ¿Qué está sucediendo? El intelecto ve y ve desde el apego y la aversión, desde a esos dos lugares. Y lo que ve es lo que fue programado. Es el rol del intelecto, ¿no? Proteger al ego. El cuerpo es como que funciona automáticamente y lo único que necesita es comer y dormir. Pero cuando el ego se desarrolla es la proximidad de algo nuevo con el ser, y de ahí surge el ego. Entonces esto me pasa a mí, esto no es bueno, me hicieron. Y el intelecto siempre va a seguir el ego, perdón, siempre va a seguir lo que el intelecto muestra. El ego es ciego y por esto es la ilusión. Pero tú te has convertido en el conocedor con mayúsculas, y el conocimiento de este proceso de ver es lo que obtuviste también. Y se siente como si el intelecto viera. Todo lo que el intelecto ve, el ego va atrás, ciego, y firma, y lo toma. Sucede con todo el complejo del no ser, ¿no? Cuerpo, mente, palabras. Pero el absoluto conocedor siempre permanece, no puede ser sacudido ni removido, y siempre está allí, ¿no? Y no se va.
Yeah. We'll come to those in a minute. They said this scene that I shared with you about Christian walking in the park. Okay, he saw those people fighting, right? And he had all kinds automatically, because the intellect will give opinions, wrong, bad, this, that, etc. As he walks further, and when he comes to the end of the park, somebody he meets a few people, and he says, "Did you see the shooting of the movie?" And Christian says, "What shooting of the movie?" He says, "They were shooting a movie. They were preparing, and this was just a rehearsal for the movie. This was not a real fight, you see." They were fighting aggressively, but they were all practicing because they were going to take a final scene on a movie, you see, final scene on a movie. And everything changes, all his opinions about, oh, this man was like this and this man was like this, it goes away. See, so in other words, everything is temporary and continuously changing. What the intellect shows us is continuously changing, you see. And, and it is an illusion because it has zero value and it does not last. It's gone. You see, the value is of that real, the one who sees what the intellect showed. So, you can say, as you walk home, you will say to Christian, aha, see, different things, there's, the beautiful walk, there was a beautiful walk, then it got disturbed. All of these are opinions inside it. This is how it is. When you say this is how it is, then the knower is now seeing what Christian went through when he walked in the park.
Ujú. Dice que Cristian, por ejemplo, vamos a traer el ejemplo anterior, ¿no? Que Cristian iba caminando por el parque y hay dos personas que se están peleando. Entonces el intelecto de Cristian va a estar opinando, dice esto no está bien, qué agresividad y todo tipo de cosas. Pero sigue caminando más adelante y encuentra dos personas que están hablando y le preguntan, ¿viste los tiros de la película? Entonces Cristian dice, ¿cómo? Claro, están practicando para una película que van a filmar. Entonces, como que todos los pensamientos de lo que había opinado se caen. Con esto es una muestra de que todo es temporal y es cambiante, es ilusión, sin valor y no dura. El conocedor, el que ve, te muestra que esto es como es.
Why is it an illusion? This illusion means this is the illusion that creates this world, you see. And breaking away from this illusion through the grace of our Dada, Shri, you see, the illusion goes away. There is no more illusion. You have come into the reality of who you are, the pure, blissful seer and knower of what is happening, And what is happening is now called Gneya, Gnani, by a Gneya, because it is simply to be seen and known. That's all. It is being seen and known, It's just happening. See?
Ujú. Es la ilusión la que creó este mundo, ¿no? Y por la divina gracia de Dadashri, la ilusión desapareció. Ahora sabemos quiénes somos y cómo es que suceden las cosas, y que solo Gnella es lo que nos permite conocer y ver, ver y conocer el objeto a ser conocido.
Yeah, this is Gneya, this is being known, and I am the Gnata, I am the knower. This is the end of the world. When you say this, it is the beginning of the end of this world of illusion. It is an illusion because believing it to be real, people charge karma, you see, and keep on suffering. The effects that will come, you see, that comes. Not only they suffer by believing it to be real, you say, oh, horrible thing happened. I don't know how to get out of it. Oh, I'm so happy now, how can I keep this happiness? And this goes on and on and on. And he revolves this soul with the body revolves in the illusion of life after life after life after life, endless lives.
Ujú. Bueno, Gnella es el objeto a ser conocido y Gnata es el yo soy el conocedor. Y al ser el observador, el conocedor, es el principio del fin de la ilusión, ¿no? Dejar de seguir sufriendo, dejar el apego por este mundo. Hasta que no llegamos ahí, seguimos en este círculo, ¿no? De seguir queriendo sufrir, o no queriendo sufrir, queriendo disfrutar, queriendo que las cosas sean diferentes.
You see, I woke up to the reality that what I believe to be real is actually temporary and changing. That is the awakening. Everything that I believed to be real and eternal turned out to be temporary. This entire Shuddha is temporary. This entire Christian is temporary, you see. Everything about the Christian is the Gneya, and I am the knower, Gnata of Christian, you see.
Ujú. yo desperté a lo real eterno y conozco y veo que todo lo demás es temporal. Christian ex Neia, que es el objeto a ser conocido, y tu ser es Gnata.
Okay, so yes, my dear Luz, you had a question, you were saying something, my dear.
¿Tenés una pregunta, Luz?
La tenía, pero recién fue contestada, tenía que ver con el Charitra Moja. ¿Cómo actuaba el Charitra Moja dentro de las evidencias? Pero bueno, ahí recién lo contestó Ayuda.
Her question was answered
Yeah.
by you.
Yeah, right.
What's about Charitra Moja?
Yeah, Charitra Moha is the discharging illusion. You see, it's not real illusion now, you see. After the Gnanvidhi, what is remaining in discharge, the fact that it feels as if it is happening to you. I went to a vacation, I have to do this, all these things. This is Charitra Moha. In other words, it is not real moha. Real moha, real illusion, when you say, this is happening to me, I did this, I really did this. That cannot be, because that to believe that I'm doing this is the darshan moha. It is a charge moha. This happening to me, I suffered so much, the other people are suffering so much. All of this is darshan moha. That has been removed in the Gnan Vidhi, you see. Now it is called Charitra Moha, but Charitra Moha, you cannot say it is all discharging moha. You have to see it at the Amapura visions. So that this is, Luz is saying this is discharging moha, but Luz is still, Luz, now says this is all discharge, but you have to see the discharge, you see. You have to see that this is discharge.
Charitra Moja es descarga de ilusión y nosotros en el Nanvidi fuimos removidos de todo eso. Mientras tanto podemos decir que fuimos de vacaciones, ¿no? Pero la real ilusión es yo hice esto, yo soy esto, me hicieron tal cosa, y eso lo único que hace es eso tiene que ver con el ego, ¿no? El Darshan Moja fue removido en el Gnan Vidhi. Ahora lo que tienes que ver es tienes que ver con la visión del alma pura. Ese es el Charitra Moja. Realmente ver la descarga.
You see, another example of Charitra Moha, my dear Luz, is to say you see the little baby photographs of your grandchildren, little baby, and all that scene comes to you, the little boy or little girl growing up playing, you see them now, and you haven't seen those pictures for a while now, and when you see it again, you're overwhelmed with feelings, beautiful feelings about that, what you're seeing, you see. But you are, so that is discharging Charitra Moha, the illusion. You see, it's discharging. You used to say mine, but it still feels very good when you're seeing it. It feels so lovely, very special. And inside you are aware that it is Luz that is feeling this, you see.
Charitra Monja es, por ejemplo, tenés una foto de tu nieto bebé, de tu nieta bebé, ¿no? Y te quedas mirándola y recordando, y entonces hermosos sentimientos surgen por lo que estás viendo. Y esto es una descarga, ¿no? Es con mucho amor que estás viendo esta foto y son hermosos los sentimientos. Pero ver, ¿no? Y conocer que es luz la que está viendo esto.
Yes, yes.
Shuddha.
Yes, Yes, Gabi.
sería no, no específicamente lo que está pasando, sino que Luz crea que le está pasando a ella. Ese es el Charitra Moja.
Claro, claro. It is that whatever Luz think is happening to her. That is the real Charitra Moha.
That is the illusion that makes her see this, you see. And the results of that is Charitra Moha. Another illusion, intellect shows you that it is happening and you get pulled into what the intellect shows you. So the intellect shows you all of this. Oh, how lovely those little babies were, how lovely, you know. And now she is in college or he is in college, you know. You know, and you see the fact, you know, it pulls you again into believing it is happening to me. You see, it is mine, mine. You know, same thing happens to Shuddha also when he looks at the pictures of his granddaughter, you know, when she was a little girl, a little baby. You know, you get pulled into this, you see. But you see, you don't, you know, you are aware that Shuddha now is, you know, is absolutely uh, um, involved in it, in that, and you know, is feeling good about it. But there is a continuous inner awareness that this is Shuddha's, this moha, this which is discharging. It is not real, you know. It is not going to bind him, you see. It's not going to bind him. Bind means mine only, you know, mine, you know, my granddaughter, you know, nobody is anybody's daughter or son. It is just the belief, isn't it?
Beautiful files, beautiful
Yeah,
files.
this is the beliefs. The file, when you say it is means it is separate, but you know that this is the what was charged in the last life is discharging. So you almost cry, you know. You know, you get a little tear in your eyes. Wow, you know, now she is in college and look at this, you see. So you're seeing this whole scene and it pulls you back into it, but it's part of discharge. Some other grandparents, nothing happens to them, you know. So this is all what has been, what we have brought from past life is our attachment or our aversion. Some parents are not nice to their little ones, you know, and that is how it is.
Ujú. Eh, puede ser que el intelecto va a mostrarte qué sucede y te empuja a ver a esta bella niña que era tan bebé, tan linda, y ahora ya decís, está grande, va al colegio, pero seguís, como que uno dice, es mi nieto, es mi nieta, es mío, y estamos ahí como involucrados, ¿no? Incluso Shuddha está involucrado en descarga cuando ve las fotos de sus nietas cuando eran pequeñitas, pero no lo atan, ¿no? No dice que es de él. Puede ser que hasta se enternezca y algunas lágrimas puedan surgir. Pero bueno, estas son las cosas que trajimos de la vida pasada, estas personas con las cuales tenemos apego y también algunos con los que tenemos que existe la aversión, pero todo esto viene de vidas pasadas.
Es eso, you know, ananta agneyo ne janamama parinameli ananti avasthaoma. You see, knowing infinite gneya, because this I just scene that I just described about the little girl playing, you know, with things, you know, it's a gneya. When in the knowing that gneya, experiencing that gneya produces a situation within you of sense or feeling or whatever, and you know all of those things that are happening to you when you see those photographs, you see, but amidst all of them, I am completely and absolutely pure. You see, I am. You see, this is the miracle of all miracles of Dada, you see. This is the miracle of all miracles. Having gone through all of these things, you see, you are aware that this is discharging. This is the process. This is in front of you, and this is associated with a lot of attachment and love, and then the other one is associated with aversion or abhorrence. But in all of this, amidst all of this, because infinite situations will arise, you see, inside. Infinite subtle gnayas will arise. You see, subtle things to be seen will arise. And that, overwhelms Shuddha or overwhelms luz, but you are the perfect, still, unmoved vitrag, one inside, you see.
Yes, beautiful.
Mm.
Conocer el objeto, el Gneya, ¿no? Es en este caso de luz, es la nieta, produce sentimientos, pero yo me mantengo completa y absolutamente en paz, perfectamente en paz en mi interior, y soy consciente que lo que está enfrente es algo que está asociado con el apego y la aversión. Y en ese momento, en esta conciencia, Gneya surge.
You see, by nature, this mind, speech, and body is so effective, and the intellect of human beings is so amazingly developed, you see, that it can show you, and that energy is yours actually. So what the intellect shows you, behind it is the energy of the knower, the seer. But the intellect can go into so much detail just by looking at one photograph. You see, one little photograph of your grandchild or somebody that you love, and when years and years ago, you see, so much is shown. So much is shown, and those will in itself will create little situations, you see. So the knower has got infinite capacity to know and to see. For other people, it's just a photograph. Oh, she's a pretty baby, nice. Okay, leave it one side, For you, who have been part of that scene, you who have been a participant in it, you see, it is it it can produce infinite subtle slices. You see, you can see so much, so much, so much, and yet when you say, in all of that, I am completely and absolutely pure, it automatically brings you to that vision, towards that granddaughter of yours who is now an adult, you see, a young lady. And again, you see her pure self, and this beautiful life that she has had, you see.
Por naturaleza, el cuerpo es independiente, pero por ejemplo, cuando tenés el intelecto, ves la foto, el intelecto te va a mostrar toda la historia de esa foto, ¿no? Todas las veces que Luz estuvo involucrada en la historia de esta nieta, y te muestra absolutamente todo. Por ahí le mostrás la foto a otra persona y va a decir qué divina la criatura, pero el intelecto no le va a estar mostrando todo lo que te muestra a vos, porque vos fuiste parte de todo eso. Pero vos sos la conocedora y la que ve, y sos completa y absolutamente pura, y ves desde el ser. Y ves también el ser puro y absoluto de tu nieta.
Mhm. So it's so beautiful that we can see both ways. We can see the intellect shows you. The moment you pick up the photograph, the intellect is saying it. The intellect goes there and starts saying it, you see. And in that saying, you can see what the intellect is showing you. And you can see the results of the intellect. You see? And 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 you can see the effect it has on people close to you. Supposing somebody in the family is also saying it, and they also kind of get involved in it. So then, it's a collective. You can see all of this, and this is who we are. We are saying what the intellect is showing. We are seeing what the intellect is showing, and then when we experience in all of that, I am Sampurna Shuddha Chu, Sarvanga Shuddha Chu. That is the knowing part. You see, the knowing part is this is relative. This is there. This is how it is for Shuddha or for loose. And the knowing, the knower becomes more established in seeing what the intellect showed. You just have to see what the intellect shows.
Ujú. El intelecto muestra y muestra y ve, y tú puedes ver lo que te muestra. Y ve lo que el intelecto te ve y te muestra. Y también los efectos de todo esto, ¿no? De toda la gente cercana, familiar que estuvo involucrado con esta historia de la foto. Y lo que te muestra es el intelecto. Ahora, la parte de conocer, ve lo que el intelecto muestra y es.
Okay, so now we'll come to this here after the break. Okay, shall we do that? We'll come here
Yes.
after the break. Let's
A
take a
10
break.
minutes break?
Yeah,
Yes, 10
10
minutes.
10 minutes break.
10 minutos de recreo y volvemos. Thank you, Shuddha.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
all right, Jero. Jai Sachidanand. Huh?
Jai Satchitanand, my dear.
Mhm. Okay. Can you hear me? Wonderful.
Yes, perfect. Yes.
Yes, good. Now we proceed further. See, this thing here is, now the other, she says, now the other defines the real knower, you see. One is considered to be the real knower, the true knower, the egoless knower, if it comes into knowing, you see. If this process comes into knowing, that is the Knower-Seer, Gnata Drashta. And this does indeed come into your experience again and again, but such an exact clarification has to be made, you see. This is what we are doing in today's satsang, you see. The intellect sees, and you and I see what the intellect is saying. And in seeing that, there is the experience that comes, which is of the knower, which is, this is relative. Soyama pura, you see, that knowing comes, you see.
Mm.
Mm.
Se considera que uno es el conocedor real, verdadero, si llega a conocer, ¿no? Este es el proceso de conocer. Ese es el que conoce y el que ve, Gnata Drashta. Y esto, de hecho, viene a tu experiencia una y otra vez. Pero tal aclaración exacta tiene que ser hecha. Yo soy alma pura y esto está sucediendo.
Yes. Yes, and not only that, and there is a correction here, I just realized. Such an exact clarification has to be, has to be set. You have to set this clarification. You can't make it. The clarification happens by when the Agna vision comes in. This is real, Soyama Pura, you see, and the other person is also Amapura, you see. This is, you have to set it, you have to set it. You have to practice setting that, and then it becomes exact, you see. You and I have to say that this is what intellect shows, and I am the knower of it. I am the seer of it. Now, in the same way, the knower exists in the other human being too, but first it has to start with you. It has to start with you and I, see.
Acá hay una corrección para hacer donde dice, pero tal aclaración exacta tiene que ser hecha. En realidad no se hace, lo que nosotros es como que setear esto en nosotros mismos. Y es como es esto con la yo en la visión de lo real de las agnas es yo soy alma pura, y el otro también es alma pura. Y esto es algo que va sucediendo, pero debemos de comenzar cada uno consigo mismo.
Now you are knowing. Now you are experiencing, you see. Now you're experiencing the Amapura. The Amapura experience is to see and know, and it grows. To see and to know. To see what the intellect is doing. To see what the ego is reacting to what the intellect is saying, showing, you see. To see what the mind is feeling or saying or showing. and to see what kind of scenes the chit is showing. Just a while ago, Christian was talking about it, what the chit is showing, you see, and so all of these things are happening in the antakaran, the inner organ, but to know, to know as a knower demands that you see what is happening rather than becoming the owner of it, you see.
The last part, if not, you're becoming
The owner. This is happening.
Okay.
Or you become tanmayakar. This is happening to me, etc., etc.
Yes. Dice, bueno, ahora experimentas el alma pura y puedes ver lo que el intelecto te muestra. Puedes ver también el ego, la reacción del ego cuando ve lo que el intelecto está mostrando. Puedes ver la mente, qué es lo que te está mostrando, qué es lo que siente. Puedes ver el chit que te está mostrando. Y todo esto sucede en el antakaram. Pero conocer como el conocedor, ya no eres el dueño de todo esto.
Now, the questioner is asking, how can one become aware of the demarcation that this knowing and seeing is through the intellect, and this other knowing and seeing is that of the self, amas?
El interlocutor dice, ¿cómo puede uno tomar conciencia de la demarcación de este conocer y ver con minúsculas, que es a través del intelecto? Y ese otro conocer y ver es del ser.
Now, so Dadashri says the intellect can only know and see that which can be seen through the eyes, or else that which is heard through the ears, or that which is tasted by the tongue. All of this is the knowing and seeing of the intellect. You see, the intellect receives the signals from the five senses, you see, and processes them, and it kind of makes judgments about it. What the eyes show, the eyes continue to show. The eyes continue to show whichever direction it looks, you see, it shows. The intellect is the one that places opinion. Beautiful, ugly, you see, and that seeing of the intellect is modified by the carryover from the past life. You see, what's going on, what kind of a prakriti is it, you see. If the prakriti criticizes everybody, that prakriti this is how that prakriti is seeing, you see. That person is seeing.
Dice ver este proceso, ¿no? Cómo opera. Y son los ojos los que ven, es el intelecto que emite opiniones, y estas opiniones son las que traemos de vida pasada. Y por ejemplo, hay un prakruti que critica y en realidad lo que está haciendo es mostrar su propio prakruti.
Now, so the questioner asks for so that covers things that are related to the sense organs. But then there are other things that are going on inside, within, which the intellect can see, such as he's biased, he's like this, he's like that. It is also the intellect that sees all that, isn't it? You see?
El intelecto. Así que eso cubre las cosas relacionadas con los órganos de los sentidos, pero hay otras cosas que están sucediendo en el interior, y es que el intelecto puede ver, él es parcial, él es así, o es de esta otra manera. También es el intelecto el que ve todo eso, ¿no es así?
And Dadashri says, when all such things are seen, and it's a small s now, through the intellect, it is indeed of the intellect. Whereas the knowledge and the vision of the self is actual showing and knowing and seeing, you see. That is something different. To know and see the eternal element, dravya, you see. Dravya means, dravya gun paryayti sampurna shuddha chu, sarvang shuddha chu. We see that by the element that is the self, and through its phases and qualities, I am completely and totally pure. Dravya, the eternal element, you see. To know and see the eternal element, to know its phases or the paryaya, and to know its properties, gun, and to know and see all that, that is the self, you see. So this is now a very detailed, this last sentence is now going at the absolute level to the Kevad Gnan level. You see, this is has been discussed in details in previous Marayan, but you see, what is the role, what is the Ama doing? What is the role of the knower and the seer, you see? And it is described here. It knows the eternal element. It sees the eternal element, you see? And then it knows its phases, you see? Its phases, and to know its properties, you see? So its properties is to see and know. So it is seeing and knowing, you see? It is seeing and knowing. This Ama says, all Amas see and know. You see, they are in everyone, whether they have had the Gnanvidhi or not. The knower and seer is in every human being and other beings too.
Acá te dice Dadashri que el Dadashri dice, cuando todas esas cosas son vistas, es ciertamente del intelecto, mientras que el conocimiento y la visión es realmente conocer y ver, que esto es algo diferente. Conocer y ver el elemento eterno, dravya, y conocer sus fases, paryaya, conocer sus propiedades, guna. Conocer y ver todo eso es el ser, ¿no?
Yeah. You see, to know and see the eternal element is called swadravya, swagun, swaparyay. You see, these are not, and then there is the eternal element. This is called this body, right? It's the eternal element. It has got its main element, the matter, and then it has got its phases and it has got its qualities, you see, this one, in this relative one. These are changing continuously. This one is at the subtle level. It can be best said that it is being known and seen only. You see and know, you see. You see a piece of bread, your knowledge turns into the bread. You see a piece of mango, the knowledge is, this knowledge spreads into the mango completely, see. Dravya gun paryaya. As a dravya gun and paryaya are important elements of every eternal element. Every eternal element has its matter, substance, dravya. Then it has got its phases and its qualities. You see?
Yes. Esto de ver todas las fases y las propiedades es el conocedor y el que ve. Y esto sucede en todos, con o sin Gnan. El Swadravya es conocer y ver todos los eternos elementos y ver las fases, las sustancias y las cualidades de estos elementos que solo lo ve el que ve y conoce. Por ejemplo, si ves un pedazo de pan, o ves las cualidades, las sustancias y todo eso, o como un trozo de mango.
Yeah. And you see this thing here now, So the questioner is asking, so after attaining Gnan, the sense awareness of I am separate from the body. Sorry, Christian, you had a question. He's gone. Christian, you had a question.
Yes, you talk with about the cheat and about the antakaran and the intellect. What and the Gnani has several times talked about it. So, which would be the role of the antakaran in this?
The antakaran is.
Está preguntando cuál es el rol del antakaram.
See,
Gracias.
there is antakaran means inner activity machine, all right? What is happening inside, antakaran. And bahyakaran means outside. You see what's happening outside. Now, antakaran is actually a continuous shift of continuous process of the mind, you see, the mind and thoughts in the mind, what the mind shows. Then there is this, the chit also shows what the mind picks up, you see. And then the intellect is making decisions about what is being shown inside. And then once the decision is made, the ego follows. Ego does, you see, ego moves into the activity part of it, you see. So this antakaran is its stimulus, its activity is directly dependent on the signals that are received from the skin, you see, from touch, taste, smell, eyes, and ears. All of the signals are coming in and they are being processed inside, you see. And the final processor of it all is the intellect, which makes certain decisions, you see. It's continuously happening. It is continuously happening. If you have sitting in this chair with your legs crossed, all right, and your one foot is on the other ankle, and if you've been so absorbed in the satsang that takes a while before you realize that there is weight on this ankle, you need to move, Now you don't say, oh, this weight on the ankle and I need to move. It just happens, your shift, your legs become separate, you see. And so there is this inner signals that are going on, and there are much more. These are you can see that and the knower is aware even as the legs are moved. The knower inside is aware that this satsang is going on, the words are being spoken and received, but also at the same time, yes, the leg and the ankle was bothering, so the legs moved, you see, and all of these activities is being known, and you can see it if you want to. If you don't see it, that's okay. The knowing is still going on. The knowing is still going on, you see. If your seat is uncomfortable, if your chair is uncomfortable, you're so involved in the satsang that you don't recognize, the chair will let you know it is not comfortable, but after a while the attention will not go there, you see. So the antakaran is continuously inner functioning. It is so fast, you see, for one moment it is, for the split second it will show in the mind, oh, coffee, you see. Here we are, coffee. Now, and coffee is not enough, then it will say a cake or a chocolate, and it just keeps on showing. It keeps on showing. If it shows more than 2 or 3 times again, then of course, your chit will go there, you see. You see? So this, but it is happening, and when the intellect decides picks up, makes a little coffee and then picks up a piece of chocolate, it is all happening, but in the illusion will say, oh, I was in satsang, I sat in satsang, then I made a cup of coffee, and And now I'm drinking the coffee, now I can pay attention to it. All of this is actually, all of this that is happening is being seen and known by you. You and I are seeing and knowing it precisely and exactly. And that is who you and I are. You see, we are not the antakaran, we are not the bayakaran or the external organs of activity, you see. If there is something, a feeling, something is on my cheek, I go like this automatically, this is external activity, it is visible. And then there is inner stuff, you see. There is the inner stuff that is also going on, and we are the total, absolute knowers and seers of all of this, and we also know what is going on. The problem is, so this exercise in satsang is essentially, this knowledge is making us aware of who we really are, and then what is this one, or what is happening outside, in the antakaran, in this antakaran, the mind, speech, intellect, ego, how it is functioning, you see, how it is functioning. You see, the ego, the intellect decides, ego follows blindly, intellect says, I know this topic, I don't need to know anymore, so the ego says, fine, ego stops, ego just agrees, okay? So, you stand up from satsang and go out, while the satsang is going on, when the Gnani is speaking, you see. All of these things, what I'm saying is, these are all decisions of the ego, and the guys will say, oh, they're repeating it over and over again, and, says a few things. You are the knower of everything that Christian, the knower and the seer. You are the knower of Christian, the entire Christian complex, including his sensory information that's coming in, the processor inside, how it is being processed, you see, and that's how it's being processed, you are simply the knower of it, you see. Processing, you see, how it gets processed is not under your control. This is so interesting. The processing for the information that is coming in is not under your control. It is part of evidence, you see. What is under your control? Swayama Pura. And he also is a pure soul. She is a pure soul. That is all. And the rest is all evidences, and those evidences are actually taking care of the relative part, are the main controllers of the relative part. What is happening in the relative is precisely as we read in the first part of this Dadavani. It is the Pudgal, it is the reactions of the Pudgal, you see. It is happening to the Pudgal, the Puran Golan complex.
Bueno, el intelecto, por ejemplo, estamos, ¿dónde empecé?
The Antakaran
Por
part.
ejemplo, estamos sentados, por ejemplo, nosotros en cuál es el rol del Antakaram, ¿no? Y tiene que ver con toda la actividad interna, ¿no? Que es como una maquinaria interna, activa. Y después está la parte externa, que es Vaikaram. Entonces hay un proceso, hay un continuo proceso donde la mente muestra, el chit va a donde el intelecto muestra. El intelecto es un proceso, ve los procesos y decide, y el ego, que es ciego, va y y firma lo que el intelecto dice, ¿no? Y estas son actividades y señales que se reciben a través de los 5 sentidos. Son procesos que continuamente están funcionando. Entonces, por ejemplo, estamos en satsang, estamos sentados, tenemos las piernas cruzadas y tenemos todo el peso sobre una misma pierna. Y el conocedor conoce cómo está sentado y todo eso. Y por ahí la mente empieza a pensar en un café, en una torta, en chocolate, el chit va allí, te lo muestra 2 o 3 veces. Entonces el intelecto decide que hay que levantarse para ir a tomar café y traer torta. Mientras y vuelve y se sienta nuevamente en satsang. Todo esto es una actividad externa e interna. Nosotros siempre somos lo total conocedor de todo lo que está sucediendo, en conciencia de quiénes somos y qué sucede y cómo funciona. El intelecto dice yo sé, y el ego para y se va afuera mientras el Gnani habla, porque el intelecto le mostró que ya sabe de eso, así que no lo va a escuchar. Entonces, por ejemplo, Christian es el conocedor y el observador de todo el complejo de Christian, tanto por dentro como por fuera. Y el proceso no está bajo tu control. El proceso no está bajo tu control. Solo eres, yo soy alma pura y tú eres alma pura. Todo el resto está bajo el control de las evidencias, en lo relativo. Y lo que puedes ver son las reacciones del pudgal, que se llena, se vacía, se llena, se vacía.
This is the essence of liberation, you see, this knowing the knower. Now you know the one who says, I know. Now you and I get to know who is the one who says, I know. I don't want to know anymore. I know this. You see, there, in that knower is always incomplete, the one who says that. And this knowing that knower is the complete knowledge. See, knowing the fellow who says, I don't know anything, I want to know more, or I know enough, it's enough. You see, all of that, you are knowing all of this. You see, it's a process of knowing. And in that process of knowing, that knowing is the real knower. In the process of knowing that, knowing what? Knowing, understanding that this is intellect. This is intellect that is showing and the ego doing, you see. That is, it comes into your knowledge. What comes in the knowledge? That this is happening. This is a machine. This is an antakaran that's going on. Decisions are being made in the antakaran, you see. And the activity that is visible happens outside, you see. It is this pure science in operation. There is, when you look at the antakaran, you don't say, hey, which part of the antakaran is you? It is the intellect, the chit, the ego, the mind, you see. Oh, just going on and on in every human being, you see. And there it is in front of you. You see it. So it begins by seeing. You have to see it. And that's said today. You have to set it. You have to set it. Damian is doing this. Damian's intellect is showing this. Damian's ego is affected in this way. It's all happening, None of that, there is no I am doing it or it is happening to me. In the seeing, it can never be, never affect you. So in the seeing, we can see Damian is not feeling good about this, or Damian is unhappy, or Damian is dissatisfied. You see, now you are setting it. Now you are setting it. And the setting becomes the experience, the knowledge. Soyama Pura, the blissful knower of all of this. Now you shouldn't even say blissful, it's just a knowing, knower. And the state of the knower is always blissful, blissful, always blissful. And you're aware of the
Yes.
you're aware of the disturbance in the antakaran with Damyan. That is not my antakaran, you know. You see, it's the antakaran of Damyan or Fabi that is going on, or it is, and these words of Dada stabilize everything. They kind of come, put it all together in a working machine, like a Swiss clock, you know, it is happening. It's all going on.
Yes.
Mm.
Thank you.
Dice que esta es la esencia de la liberación, ¿no? El conocedor conoce, conoce el que dice, yo sé, si yo conozco. Entonces, conociendo al que dice, puedes ver su conocimiento. Y este conociendo es un proceso, es el proceso de ver qué es lo que te muestra el intelecto, lo que el ego firma, y esto sucede dentro y también fuera. Y es una pura ciencia en funcionamiento. Lo ves, lo ves, tienes que verlo y setearlo. Por ejemplo, Damián tiene en su intelecto, dice tal cosa, el ego va y lo firma. Y este es un proceso para, como personal, ¿no? Esto le sucede al Antacarán de Damián, de Fabi, y es ver lo que le sucede a Damián, ¿no? Puede ser que Damián esté contento, enojado o que esté todo bien. Pero siempre con el conocimiento de que yo soy alma pura, el conocedor y el observador y el ser dichoso. Y todo encaja y funciona como si fuera un reloj suizo.
Yeah. Even saying I am seeing and knowing is wrong. the seer and the knower is seeing and knowing the one who says I am seeing and knowing. You see? This is beyond words. This is the sun. This is the sun. The pure light of the sun only, you know. Shuddhatma Bhagwan. Thank you very much.
Let me interrupt.
Yeah, okay.
Dice, esto de yo soy el conocedor también es erróneo, porque es como la luz del sol, ¿no? Esta es la luz del ser. Thank you, Shuddha. Very, very,
Okay.
very beautiful.
Jai
Thank you,
Sachidanand.
Shuddha. Thank you very much. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand.
Arman, Gabi, Claudia, Devdasi,
Gracias,
Moni,
Shuddha.
Rosie, Cecilia,
Jai
everybody.
Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Shuddha, Shuddhatma Bhagwan. Yes.
Gracias, Shuddha.
And Tato, Jai Sachidanand. Yeah, Jai
Sachidanand. Gracias, Patri.
Gracias a todos, a todos, a todos.
Impecable, Patri. Muchas
Thank you.
gracias.
Yeah, right. Yes,
Gracias.
absolutely. Yes, thank you. Yes.